From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
Hi, welcome into another edition of The Horse's Mouth here on Buzz TV, out on location right here on the USS Orleck in downtown Jacksonville, brought to you by our friends at Firewatch. So great to be here. Such an honor. My two guests this time around is David McCuistion and Anthony Mortimer. Let's welcome the gentlemen, our retired veterans, to the show. How are you, my friend?
My friend,
Thank you for being here,
sir.
David. I got it right, didn't I?
You did. You did.
Right
good.
on.
Right on.
A little Scottish last name. I can get it going.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
29 years in the service. What was the branch?
The Navy.
The Navy. When did you decide to go in the Navy, David?
When I was a sophomore in high school.
In high school. ROTC?
No.
No.
Didn't have ROTC. I
Okay.
went to country school in East Tennessee.
Okay.
So I had to write a paper for my English class. So I found a U.S. Navy book.
Okay.
But I liked that little poster in front of the post office. So.
Okay. Nice. Nice.
So anyway.
Did you enlist right after high school?
Right
How
after
did it
high school.
happen? Okay. Right into it. And 29 years in service. What was your specialty?
Radio telecommunications from Morse code to computers.
Okay. Wow. And then you taught ROTC
And I taught
for a long time?
Navy Junior ROTC for 22
Wow.
years.
Yeah. What would you say to a young kid right now that may be thinking about joining the Navy or any of the branches? What would you say to that young
Well, I
person?
talk to them about the opportunities, and I ask them some questions about what they like to do and why they want to go in the service. And,
Okay.
To kind of mentor them a little bit about some possibilities and what they need to think about.
Yep.
And stuff like that. And
It's
then-
important for them to go in the right direction, right?
they
Like
need
to
to
get in the right direction.
and they need to understand what they're really getting into. That's
Yeah,
correct.
right.
They don't know.
No. Well, you don't know till you know, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And
no
then you're
doubt
not
about
sure
it.
you know.
Exactly right. Well, great to have you
My pleasure.
on the
Thank
show.
you.
Anthony, how are you, my friend?
Doing great, thanks.
Great to have you. You're
Appreciate
a
the invite.
22-year veteran? Is that
20
correct?
years. 20 years.
20-year veteran of the Navy?
That's right.
All right. Fantastic. How about you? When did you decide to go into
I
the
was
Navy?
actually in my senior year of college.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
And I actually use this story when I am discussing
Yep.
Navy or any branch of service as a career option with a young person. Don't do it my way. I became the poster child for do not talk to a recruiter if you don't know anything about the military.
Okay.
I was a pre-law major. Thought I was headed to law school.
Yep.
Wanted to make a little money first because my parents didn't have
Sure.
anything. So I worked my way through my undergrad, wandering around a job fair, saw a recruiter. Didn't
Yep.
know there was such a thing as an offshore recruiter. I just went up to him and asked him, "Hey, how do I get in the JAG Corps? Because you guys will pay for law school, right?" "Oh yeah, come on down, talk to me."
Right.
So, wasn't a JAG.
Right.
I was a nuclear electronics technician.
Holy cow.
Enlisted for a couple years, went to officer candidate school,
Yeah.
became a surface warfare officer, found out I loved it,
Okay.
had a blast, and as soon as it started not being fun anymore and we didn't want to move,
Right.
we retired.
You retired after 20 years. Well, thank you for your service. How do you know to get in? Like, I always hear these. Like, I did all these, these things in, whatever branch. Like, how do you find that? Like that, like nuclear, whatever you said.
So the actually,
But no, seriously. Like, how do you get to
this
that
is why
point?
what you're doing is so important, though, is because we really should be a resource to young people who are looking. Because,
Right.
I respect our services recruiters, but they have a specific job to do. They
Sure.
need certain ratings. They
Right.
need certain job positions.
Yep.
And that might not be the best fit with what a young person wants to do with their life or where
Yep.
their talents are.
Yeah.
So, I want them to use us as a resource and know how to get in touch with us.
Yep.
There's ways that we can do that without even being face-to-face. There's mentor
Sure.
groups on LinkedIn that we can connect them with.
Absolutely.
But that's really what I would encourage anyone that's considering the military as a career is to just
Yep.
find someone who did it and ask them.
Right. Right. And figure out what maybe the specialty. Maybe there's something you're into that could help you. Because when you come out of the service with that, accreditation and that kind of skill, you're a valuable asset to the
Absolutely.
world. Right. No question about it. All right. How do you guys feel, and we'll start with you, David, that the USS Orleck is here in downtown Jacksonville?
I think it's a great thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the cities around the country have a Navy ship,
Sure.
submarine or something that people can go on and they can see what sailors, and these sailors were back in the 60s and 50s, and
Right.
it was a whole different story then.
Yeah.
And they can see what it was like coming up and serving their country.
Yeah.
So it's a great thing, and this is a great example of the real Navy, the surface Navy. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I will add to the story, the one in the high schools, the ones that are the intellectuals, high math, high calculus
Science.
and all that stuff.
Yep.
The recruiters will find them and they'll get them in the nuclear power program in the Navy and things like that. So it works a couple ways.
Yeah. No doubt about
Either
it.
way, it's talking to the kids is way you learn about the kids.
Yeah.
So that's
It's
what
important.
I do. That's what I do in my veteran service organization.
You
We
do?
talk
Okay.
to the scouts,
Yep.
talk to the JRTC students, and
Yep.
work with several places in the community
Yeah.
to foster that idea.
Well, especially and the parents too, right? I mean, I know you're 18. It's funny. My number 2 recently said, "Dad, I don't think I want to go to college anymore." She did a semester. I said, "Oh, you're going to join the Army?" And she said, "No, I'm not joining the Army. I still want to go to school." Obviously, a little joke, but no, like young people, man, they need to figure out a path and what they're going to do, and what you guys are doing and what you're doing is fantastic.
And the Navy, the Air Force, I serve them to those two. Unless
Yeah.
you really want to be a fighter, then
Yeah.
you go in the Marine or the Army.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
They're all different, but they're a lot the same too. The discipline, the leadership,
Right.
the personal self-awareness and stuff like that.
Great. All right, I got to wrap up. But the MOSH, you're part of the MOSH
Yes.
Museum of Science and History. You guys are eventually going to be your new home.
That's right.
Will be in a few years. Will be next to you'll be a neighbor of the Orleck. Is
We're
that
so
correct?
excited about that.
That is so
Yeah.
cool.
And with the
Congrats.
decades, century-old tradition of being a Navy town,
Yeah.
Jackson Naval Museum is a long time coming and so important to the
Couldn't be
city. So
better.
No
we're really
doubt.
excited about
Great
it.
history.
Great.
Great history. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for
My
being here.
pleasure.
Thank you for your service. Greatly appreciate
Thanks for
that
having me.
as well. All right, more of these conversations right there at iwannabuzz.com. We're on the USS Orleck in downtown Jacksonville. Till next time, stay safe and be cool out there. We see you right here on the Horse's Mouth. Cheers.